Hey guys, welcome to SubculturedTV. My name's Tyler.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Chris.
And today, just like the summer heat, we have some hot takes for you.
Spicy.
All right, starting us off, I'm going to just go straight for it. It's supposed to be Blastus, not Blastoise. Here's why. It's supposed to be based off, you have Squirtle and War Turtle. Squirtle is based off of a turtle and a squirrel. You have War Turtle. Turtle is in the name. Blastoise, it's obviously based off of tortoise. It's spelt like tortoise. It's Blastus.
But it doesn't roll off the tongue.
Not my fault.
Does he say his name, or is he one of those Pokemon that never says his name?
He says his name.
Does he?
Blastoise?
Yeah.
I don't think he goes Blastoise.
So, did you ever watch Pokemon Origins?
I don't know.
The 6-part series? With Red instead of Ash?
No, I don't think I
No.
Oh, you didn't know that exists?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can
did.
watch
But
it.
isn't Red just Ash?
Yeah,
Ash-
isn't he just like anti-Ash?
Ash is based off of Red.
It's
Just
like
a weaker
it's like a
version.
square and a rectangle.
No, it's more like Mickey Mouse and Oswald, I think.
What?
Like Mickey Mouse
is
and Minnie
based off of
Mouse.
Oswald.
Oswald? Who's
The
Oswald?
rabbit?
Oh.
You fake Disney adult?
You Baker!
Yeah.
Name 3 Disney movies. That's right.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Anyways,
Patience.
so what do you guys think about that hot take?
I think you're right. I'm gonna give you this one. I never even thought about that.
Look, I'm just saying, here in the U.S., we change things just because we can. So,
Blastus.
therefore, it's Blastoise.
It's either Blastus or Blastoise.
Blastoise. Well, we're not
No one
French.
squirts like Bastois.
Look, we don't run for fights. So it's Blastoise.
I like Blastus though.
You like Blastus?
I like the way that it sounds. It's kind of like fun.
Why? Because he blasts things?
Yeah, like Blastus.
Yeah. So
I'll give it to you. I don't think I think it is a hot take, but I think you're right. It's kind of like Uno. Have you seen like Uno, the card game? They tweeted out something like, "Oh, you can't put a +2 on a +2,"
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "Thanks for the cards. Now let us do the rest."
yeah.
That's how I feel about that.
Look, all I'm saying is sometimes American voice actors can get things wrong. It's probably
funny.
Blastus.
I could see that. What do you think?
I'm sticking with Blastoise.
All right, I'm ready for my hot take. Are you ready?
Yeah.
People hate on Sakura for no reason.
Whoa.
For no reason.
No, no,
She
no.
is.
No, no, no.
You gotta
No, no,
let
no.
me say my hot take. You
Okay.
gotta say my hot take.
Fine. I don't believe it.
Hey. Sakura, I admit, is not as strong as the other two, Naruto and Sasuke, okay? But she is a strong, semi-independent. She was a single mother, so she's, she is very strong. She works really hard. She's never once in her life gotten a handout. She is, I think, a really well-developed character that gets hate for no reason just because she's part of a team that is very hard to live up to.
I was an introvert, and as a result, I didn't have many friends as a kid. Doesn't mean I was independent. And just because people don't want to, just because her man doesn't want to be with her, doesn't make her independent.
And how many times does she lean on Naruto?
Yeah.
You lean on friends. That's just what you do.
Not if you're independent.
Yeah.
Well, no, you can be independent and lean on friends and they lean on you back.
What has Sakura done on her own?
For what?
Anything.
You don't know because our story follows Naruto. Maybe she's like out.
She
like,
beat up the fake Uchiha. Did you not see?
Maybe she's out, feeding the homeless, Maybe
Look.
she's volunteering her time to do paperwork for free. You just don't know.
Here's what I'll say. I would rather Team 7 be Naruto, Sasuke, and Sai. Pre-nerf Sai.
Yeah.
Stronger than Sakura. Sakura, here's my problem with her. Even that one scene that everyone thinks of when they're like, oh, she's so strong, is when she cut her hair off during tuning exams. The
That's
person's hand was right next to her hair.
Yeah.
No, I
You just
disagree.
cut it-
I don't.
cut it off.
I think that showed mental maturity.
To not take someone's hand?
Well, no,
They're
I don't
gonna
think
kill
she
you?
would have been able to do it. I think
Why? Because she's weak.
she would have been stopped at that point. Yes. I'm talking Shippuden Sakura.
So okay, Shippuden Sakura had one thing that worked that I will say she was useful for.
Being Granny Chio's puppet, and you know
No,
what?
no,
She
that's
did
not
so
what I
much
was gonna
better than
say.
everyone else.
That's not
Her
what I was
medical
saying.
ninjutsu is better than Tsunade's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
that
Yeah.
too. Okay, she has amazing medical ninjutsu, but people are still hating on her for what?
Because she got bodied by the Raikage's bodyguards, even though she's supposed to be as strong as Naruto and...
Yeah,
But
she's supposed to be
a lot
Kage
of
level.
people
Yeah.
would have gone bodied. Now I still agree
Naruto let
that
himself get
she's
beat
not
up.
nearly as strong as the other two boys. Okay, I agree that we don't.
But
but
the other
I'm
3
just saying-
boys.
Okay, sure,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't care. But I'm just saying, I don't think we need to give Sakura all this hate.
But what has
I
she
like
done?
her.
What has she done to get rid of the hate?
I think she's just a poorly
What has
written
Sakura
character.
done?
To get rid of the hate.
What?
To
What are you
overcome the
talking
hate.
about? What are you talking about?
What has she done to not deserve the hate?
What? What are you saying? She hasn't done anything to deserve the hate
She tried to kiss Naruto out of...
because she
Yeah.
wanted him safe. People make mistakes. No one is perfect.
Even Naruto was pissed that he did
Yeah.
that. And this is a simp from day one.
That was her last resort. Okay.
And then she thought she could kill Sasuke.
She thought she could kill Sasuke, and as a result, got
Listen, I never
Kakashi
said she
in
was
danger.
smart. Okay,
Yeah.
I just said she.
But you said, what has she done to deserve hate? Those 2 things.
Yeah.
No, I don't think she deserves hate for that.
What did she do to deserve hate? She, in the middle of the war arc against Madara, said, "I'm finally on the same level as these 2. Now I can finally show who I am," and then immediately got bodied by Madara, and then had to be saved again by Naruto and Sasuke.
Wait. I listen. I said it from the beginning. She's nowhere near as strong. Okay, nowhere near. Okay.
Okay.
I know she has this delusion, and sometimes
Is that not worth hate?
and not to mention she was willing to
No.
be a deserter, which you already know how I feel about that.
when was she gonna desert? I don't remember.
When Sasuke was leaving the village.
Yeah.
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 You don't know that.
Wait. She said, "I'll go with you."
Yeah, she was lying. She was
and then,
lying.
and then
It's fine.
Sasuke
It's
just went whap because he was
I
like,
just-
"You're too weak to follow me."
I
and
don't know.
left.
I feel like those are all really small things to warrant the amount of hate, and I think hating Sakura is super
She
mainstream.
was about to be a traitor.
Can I say the only good thing Sakura has ever done?
It's pump Naruto's heart.
Huh?
Pump Naruto's heart.
Oh, there was that too.
She also saved the Sand Village guy, getting the poison out of him.
I don't care about that guy.
I thought he was pretty cool.
The one thing that she did besides that was feed Naruto during the first bell test.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was sweet.
Yeah, that was it. Do I think she deserves as much hate as she get? No, but I think it's fun to hate on her.
Yeah.
But that being said, do I think she gets as much hate as she deserves? She gets more than she deserves.
That's what I'm saying. So you agree?
But I'll also say this. I don't think she doesn't deserve any.
I think she deserves as much hate as any character. In that, you'll always find something that you don't like about every character.
But Chris hates traitors, and she was a traitor.
Do you hate Sasuke with like your whole life?
Actually,
Itachi?
he's like my least favorite character because
What
of
about
that reason.
Itachi?
No, he was not a traitor.
How was he a traitor?
He was
He was loyal to his the hidden leaf, but he was a traitor to his family.
Who did he swear to?
I'm just saying,
No,
you might have sworn let's say you swore your loyalty to the USA, okay? Which
which I did.
Okay, great, right? But would you kill your mother?
I was under oath. We had to say protect the
So if
U.S.
if they
foreign
ordered
and
a hit,
domestic that has
So
moral orders. So we're we're allowed to follow or not follow immoral orders.
here's the
Let's-
thing.
but
Itachi
he still did it.
Itachi didn't care if he was hated.
Yeah.
He didn't care if he was branded a traitor, and he
No.
believed he deserved the hate for being a traitor. So much so to the point where, spoiler alert, I'm sorry, it's like 7 years old now. He lets Sasuke kill him. Let's be honest. He let Sasuke
Yeah,
kill him.
I
What,
think
he let him kill him because he wanted to make sure he got his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No. I'm not saying that he was not in the right. I'm just saying technically he's still a traitor, and so your logic doesn't hold up.
He's not a
Yes, it
traitor.
does. He's not a traitor.
He is. He was a traitor to his clan, regardless of who he swore loyalty to.
He never swore loyalty to the clan, though.
Yeah.
He was born to the clan, and the clan was going to rise up against the people that he also loved. And he was put in a situation where he had to choose one or the other. That's not being a traitor. That's making a tough decision and being branded as a traitor, which he fully accepted the responsibility of.
No, he was given an order and he carried it out dutifully, and it was the best decision that for him at the time to take. I 100% agree. Doesn't mean he's not a traitor. He accepted that he was a traitor. That's the difference. He accepted it, and he was like, you know what? I will become a traitor for the betterment of the Hidden Leaf, and if that means, unaliving a bunch of children in my village, unaliving my parents, unaliving my family, my friends, my best friend even, as well as, the love of my life. And he chose to make that decision, and he was okay with it. Well, he chose it, and he was brave for doing so. Doesn't mean he's not a traitor. Even he acknowledges that he's a traitor, I'm sure.
No, he never said once he was a traitor.
I feel like he is.
He did what he did, one, to protect Sasuke.
Well, of course.
But two, which was a mistake, but it's okay. And two, it was to protect the village, which is what he was sworn to.
Yeah, also, and he kept protecting the village after that. The reason he joined the Akatsuki was to keep track on a threat to the village.
Yeah,
okay,
like
also,
the only
was
reason...
Itachi never strong enough to kill Orochimaru? Like,
He could have if he wanted to multiple times.
Yeah.
What about, was there anyone in the Akatsuki that he just, who would he have lost to?
Obito.
Do you think?
Yeah, I would
just Obito?
I would either
because
say
he had
Pain,
the fear that he was Madara.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I would either say possibly Pain.
Oh, for sure, Pain, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, Obito was Toby, or am I getting my strings crossed?
Obito was Toby.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say Toby, Pain, probably only two.
Yeah.
When we first saw Toby with the one eye, and then we see Kakashi's backstory with Obito, I remember thinking oh, what if it's the same person? And then thinking no, that's too obvious. The whole one eye, the whole body.
Yeah.
I was like, no, but imagine. And so now I get it confused. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's really no one he would have lost to there except for, he was so strong that
Orochimaru fled.
Well, he was paired with the seven sword. Every partner he had was a seven swordsman of the mist.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is because he was so strong that he was the person that would actually be able to keep them in check.
Can I just say, wild take, I really liked his partner.
Kisame?
Yeah.
You know what's great? Sorry, but Itachi is literally my favorite character in that show. Not just because he's
he's
Itachi, but from what he from
say it
from what he represents though.
Yeah.
Because you know why the type of Sharingan he awoken was specifically made for him. Because he was a pacifist. Because his dad took him out to the battlefield and saw the dead bodies.
Yeah.
And he was like, I want people to die at least a quick, painless death.
Yeah.
So which is why I always forget the name of the black flame that he shoots out.
The Amaterasu?
Yeah. Because it's quick. It's painless. Right? Same thing with the type of genjutsu he has. It's so that way he could kill him.
Well, he was entrusted with having a sword of legend. The sealing sword. But beyond that, you have to really give it to Itachi. And this is how you know Itachi is not a traitor in the traditional sense. Mm-hmm. He was forced to be a traitor against his clan, but he chose out of the two options. Yeah. He was so much not a traitor that the reason why Kisame committed the Sui Wui is because he saw the way Itachi lived, and he said, I'll be honorable, and that's why he did that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a daddy.
Itachi,
that is.
And he protected the village to the point where he protected Naruto because when they first saw when Kisame and him and with Jiraiya, they could have fought him and they probably would have won. They probably would have beaten Jiraiya.
That tag team, possibly. Yeah.
And taken him right then and there. But instead Itachi was like, no.
Anyways.
We're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sakura's overhated. Give us a hot take. Throw in a hot take.
All right, well, I'll stick with the Naruto theme then. I think Naruto is the weakest of all the MCs of the big three.
I didn't know we were just lying now, Chris.
No.
So we have Ichigo and Luffy and the Naruto.
Yep.
So I get why Luffy, especially now as things are being uncovered, is I would say the strongest. Am I wrong?
If it's true what the manga says, then, because it hasn't been definitive yet.
Okay.
It just right now it's still theorized.
But if it's true, then
yes, he's the strongest.
Okay.
But as of right now, I would still put Ichigo above Luffy.
As you know, I'm a
as of right now
fan.
Why would you? Okay, so the hard part is you haven't seen Bleach, and
I've seen Bleach. I haven't seen much.
I haven't seen the 1,000-year Blood War arc, and I wonder if he gets stronger because I'm trying to remember, and I remember him being like very OP, but I'm just trying to think of him versus Naruto, and like with my very limited memory, I just don't know if he would win.
Do you remember when he fought Aizen? And how he obliterated, and like he was so above Aizen, so like a god, right? That Aizen couldn't register his spiritual pressure.
Yeah.
So Ichigo literally has split a universe, like through the universe. So he would be considered like a universal threat.
Here's the only reason why I think Naruto might stand a chance. He has equal the speed of Minato. And if we're talking about Naruto throughout the series, he has access to every single nature form because he has each part of the tailed beast in him. He has yin and yang released to the point where he can literally like bring back Might Guy from like a certain death pretty much.
The only thing he can't do is the yin yang release.
Exactly. Yeah. So like and we've seen him to the point where he can use every single like Rasengan at once, like every nature Rasengan at once. So it's like it's hard for me to believe that someone with the sword can beat that.
Well, Ichigo has a little bit of a cheat as well in that in spirit form, right? When everyone's in like, from the spirit world comes to Earth, which is where this fight would have to take place because it's not like Naruto can go to the spirit world. They actually can't see them. Like people can't see the spirit world people unless they have high spiritual power or a near-death encounter, right? That was the two. So he might have an up in that he might just be able to get Naruto before Naruto notices anything.
So
and I'll say this.
How far are you?
In what?
Bleach?
I think I'm right before the Quincy arc.
Oh, so you are, okay.
Before. I haven't watched the Quincy arc. I specifically stopped before it, yeah.
Okay. Because it's hard for me to explain why he's so powerful without giving out spoilers.
Oh, I don't care.
But it's barely happening in the anime. Remember the manga's been done for like close to 10 years. But I will say, so they have every like Grim Reaper, as you can think of them, has like 3 forms, right? That's what they technically are, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Shinigamis.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Grim Reaper, but like Reaper. I think Grim Reaper is like saying like instead of a vampire saying Dracula. It's just like a little extra,
Shinigami. I'll just go with Shinigami. So they have like their base form. And I always forget what that first form of their sword is called. It's just a regular katana. Yeah. And then they can unlock that into a Shikai form. And then from that Shikai form, if they're good enough, they can get something called a Bankai, which is like what that is.
The ultimate move.
Yeah.
The immaculate.
Yeah.
But Ichigo is special in that he has multiple.
Yeah.
He has 3, right? 4 now?
So
it's like he just picks them up like Pokemon.
Okay, I'm trying to say stuff without like spoiling. So you have Ichigo human form, then you have him as a Shinigami, and then he has his hollow form, which is like a demon. Yeah. Okay, and then you have his Vizard form, that's like a Shinigami hollow. Yeah. But he can control it, and here's one more thing, but.
You won't spoil that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's why I think I do agree with you, even though it pains me to say like that you're right on that, on like this one. Naruto, his IQ the only person that has a lower or equal IQ to him is Luffy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Luffy's dumb.
You know what? You're right. Ichigo is not dumb.
That's what I'm saying.
He's battle smart.
But
Yeah.
Luffy, the reason I can't put Naruto above Luffy is because if what is speculated is true, then he's obviously the strongest.
Yeah, because how do you combat that?
Yeah. So that's the only reason why it pains me to say it. But yeah, it's probably right.
Hey, can Luffy fly now?
Can't talk about that.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, flight would solve his one weakness of, like, drowning.
Yeah.
Which is weird because there's actually a guy that can swim with the devil fruit, technically.
Well, the reason that Luffy can't swim with the devil fruit is because his specifically was rubber and rubber sinks.
No, all devil fruit users can't swim. It's part of the curse.
Then why they say in episode 1 he can't swim because then he's going to be rubber.
Maybe that's just an additional thing on top of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I have one random thing about One Piece that I'm really confused about. I started reading the manga, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had read it before, but I just picked it back up. And I read episode 1, but there's like multiple versions of episode 1, and it's very confusing. They're all just slightly different.
Oh.
I read them on like a pirate site, so maybe that's why. But they're like slightly different, with Shanks doing slightly different things.
See, Shanks, not a hot take, but that guy's a daddy.
Oh yeah. Hot take.
My hot take: Naruto is the best out of the big three.
The best?
The best. Here's why: Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Did they have fillers? Sure, but everything had fillers back then.
Yeah.
But I would say...
Oh, as a show.
Yeah, as a show.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant as an MC.
No, as a show.
Got it.
I think for how long it ran, even though it was shorter in general, the depth that they were able to bring to their characters and the actual story, being able to finish it up in like a succinct way, I think they did a better job.
They're really good at introducing a lot of characters, but making you feel for every
and
single
they're all
one
memorable.
Yep. That's the big thing about One Piece that I struggled with is, and keep in mind, I didn't get that far. Like I only got up until Ace's death, and after that, it's not a spoiler. Ace died like 30 years ago. But yeah, like I stopped after then, so I haven't read much, but I don't remember a ton of characters. I mean, obviously the big ones like, Nami, Zoro, Luffy,
like the
Chopper.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember the black-haired girl's name. I don't remember.
Robin.
I remember Usopp, and Ace and Shanks, and that's it. And I know there's a million other characters that I met.
Yeah. So I will say, as a show, I enjoyed Naruto the best of the big three.
I think it's the
too.
easiest to get into. It starts off strong. It continues strong.
It's the most digestible.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just my personal opinion. I know that's like probably a very like niche, like I'm sure a lot of people agree with me, and I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me.
I would say if I had to guess what other people thought, I would say One Piece probably has the most fans.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
Then Naruto, then Bleach.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's also because like the anime was so poorly done compared to the manga. Because I will say, you want to talk about, okay, now this is a hot take.
Okay.
I think of the big three, Bleach had the best manga.
That is a hot take.
Like, I will die on that hill, right? 100%. And
that is so hot.
I know. Oh, trust me, I know.
Do you want to hold on to Squirtle? Cool down off of it.
I know, but it's just because what happens at the end is just so good.
It's all a dream.
No.
That would be the best anime.
It's just
ending.
lost.
It's just lost. Oh my gosh.
No, but other than that, because like I think One Piece as a series is a phenomenal like manga. I wouldn't say it's the best, which apparently is also a hot take these days. But like I still think the manga is an S tier manga, but I enjoyed Bleach a lot more than like anybody else.
That's fair. Okay. I mean, I don't agree, but like, yeah, for sure.
That's all right.
Just give us a spicy take.
Oh, man, I don't know. I didn't really have one though. Yeah, go for it.
I think the whole concept that like anime like has gotten worse, or like that like the big three are the top, like the best animes like ever made, I think is like a load of baloney.
Oh, as in like we peaked already as
yeah, like realistically, I'm gonna be honest, objectively, a lot of the big threes, because they were made in a time, like from an anime standpoint, keep in mind, I'm talking about this from an anime standpoint.
Yeah.
They were made in a time where they weren't trying to catch up to the manga. They were like doing it with the manga. So as a result, there was a lot of fillers. Realistically, yes, objectively, you can remove the fillers from your head and be like, these are all like 10 out of 10 shows. But realistically, they don't hit 10 out of 10 because of the amount of fillers they have. Because like a lot of the animation, not their fault.
Yeah.
A lot of the animation is older, so it can't compete with stuff like JJK.
Budget was lower.
Yeah, and budget was lower. I'll say this: I think they had really good designs for like their power systems and their characters that like allowed us to have what I would consider real 10 out of 10 animes. But realistically, I don't think they're 10 out of 10 animes. I think we identify them as 10 out of 10 animes because of what they did for the community, and because we think of them, and not a single one of us like is like, oh, Naruto, I remember all the good fillers. You know, like we like remove that stuff from our head. But I think objectively, it's not.
I think that's a very sober but true statement.
Yeah, you know, but I think a lot of people would get mad at me for saying that.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. I actually have a hot take that kind of piggybacks a little bit on yours.
Okay.
And I know you specifically are going to hate this.
What?
I get it that in the 1900s, we didn't have the technology to make smooth animations or the budget. Okay, I get that. But ultimately, as a viewer, there is a point, and that point is different for everyone. And I think we just got to let everyone have their own points, okay? We can't just force everyone to love everything.
Maybe.
If the animation style is too old or too chunky or whatever, like, I am not gonna watch it. No matter how good the story is, and I hate it when people like get mad at me or they try to pressure me, saying like, "Oh, well, you like Jujutsu Kaisen? Did you know it's based off of this old anime that like they said was so amazing?" Cool.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen was more based off of Bleach, but yes.
Yeah. Again, my same answer. Cool. Yeah. That means nothing to me. I only want to watch crisp animation, and that pains me too because I did watch anime back in the day. So things like Prince of Tennis have a very vivid memory in my mind, and I love Prince of Tennis. I tried rewatching it, and I decided I'm not going to do it because it's too old and the animation is too bad. So
I will say, right, we get, 100, well, as exaggeration, we get like 30 new simulcasts like every season, right?
Yep.
Estimately.
Probably, yeah.
We used to get like 3, 4?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So I would say because of that, the stories are 100 times better than what are being told today. And it's not like as an overall, right? So like those 4 that we got overall are better than the 30 that we get. Because out of the 30 we get like 6, 7 good ones.
Yes.
But can I say I think those good ones are just as good as the
but like that's what I mean. Like as an overall.
Why would I watch 3 or 4, right, that are super old with not as good animation in the beginning? I know a lot of them actually got really good at the end. Okay. Why would I watch that over something I can watch with great story and great animation right from the beginning? And I'm not talking about all 30, right? I'm just talking about not even all 6, right? Yeah. Just like the 2 or maybe even 1 sometimes per simulcast that is like popping off. Like I'd rather watch that, and I have, as a human being, a very limited amount of time. Yeah. And I hate it when people are like, "You're watching One Hit Kill Sister over what I recommended, which is Psycho Pass." It's like,
Psychopaths isn't old.
Or sorry, I don't remember which one it was. It was like I don't know.
Oh, like what?
The thriller, the psychological thriller.
Yeah, that's not old.
Oh,
that came out like 20. Well, depends what you consider old. Like 2014.
That's not that old.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But they'll be like, you're watching that over Slam Dunk?
Over
That's
Yu
Or like,
show?
no, or they'll say like, you're watching Blue Lock, that sucks, watch Slam Dunk. There you go. That's a better comparison.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't want to. And they'll be like, oh, well, it's like, my dude, I don't have to compromise anymore.
Yeah.
I can have best of both worlds of animation, story, I don't have to choose.
Yeah.
Anyways, that one gets me heated.
Well, no, I will definitely say if you're so used to watching like newer and like, because like you guys are familiar with tropes, like all the different anime tropes. So, but if you went back and watched a lot of the old like shonen stuff, you're like, this is overly tropey. It's like, well, no, duh.
They started the tropes.
This is what started the trope. So it can be hard, which is why I don't necessarily recommend a lot of older stuff.
Yeah.
Except things that I generally think you guys would like.
Or if the animation is still good, right? Like Fate Zero.
Like Fate Zero which was great.
Amazing.
Yeah. Unlimited Blade Works was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. So like Yu Yu Hakusho is rough the first season, but after that it gets a lot better because it just I don't know. I don't think I'd increase the budget, but it's like evident how much better it got.
Animation just gets better year over year.
Yeah.
It could just be that.
But like that's why I never really pushed it that hard on you guys because I get it.
But you push Dragon Ball Z so hard.
You can watch Super. That came out 2015. No excuse. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. See, that's the no excuses. It's like I don't need an excuse. Just no. That's like me being like, "Hey, Chris, help me move this Saturday." No excuses. It's like, no, I'm asking you to do something.
Do you have another hot take, Chris?
Yeah, I think this is probably another spicier one.
Okay.
I think as an MC, Luffy's the weakest as a character.
Like you like him the least.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I think that's very evident in the fact that like whenever you see like people talk about their favorite character in One Piece, it's hardly ever Luffy.
Not only that, do you remember when we did like a little questionnaire at Fan Fusion, I believe, where we asked people who is their least favorite MC, and I think we got a lot of Luffy's, right?
I know we got a lot of Dekus.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of Dekus.
Yeah. But I also don't like him either.
Yeah. I think the problem with like Luffy is like Naruto they made very dumb, but at the same time like
but he grew.
Yes.
To be smarter.
Yes.
Yeah, like his battle IQ shot up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like everything I've seen from Luffy, he's very immature, and I get it, but like there's not too much growth.
Which might change depending whether or not this rumor tends to be true. Because then it would make sense.
Yeah. One thing I'll give Luffy is that he is very kind-hearted.
100%.
Like he gives more like of himself than Naruto or Ichigo. For sure Ichigo. Ichigo is a great guy, but like let's be real, he's not as how do I say it? Like soft?
Oh no.
As the others, as the other two, he's a very like he's an adult.
Yeah.
Like he's a good adult.
Yeah.
Whereas the other two are like more of like very
child-hearted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and like that doesn't necessarily mean I don't like Luffy. I want to make that clear. Okay. It just I think of the three, he's my least favorite because he just doesn't. Which again, if the rumor ends up being true, it would make sense why Luffy is the way he is.
Okay.
But as it stands right now, I don't like him as much. I love the rest of the Straw Hat crew, just not him specifically.
I really like Luffy for his just kind-heartedness. Like he is a bit too dumb at times, I agree. And also keep in mind, I only watched until Ace's death. So there's a lot that probably happened that I just don't know about. But I really liked him as a character just because of how much he gives up himself to help others. Like and he does it in such a sweet way where like he genuinely wants to, and you can tell because of how dumb he is that he doesn't have like ulterior motives. It's not even like so Naruto does not have ulterior motives, but he does have a hidden motive of, not hidden really, I guess, of like he wants to be Hokage. Hey, I want to save the village so I can become Hokage. I want to become Hokage so that you recognize me. He, at the same time, like, there's some self-serving in it. Well, whereas Luffy, like, of course he wants the One Piece, right? He wants
to become the Pirate King.
He wants to become the Pirate King. But, like, there's a lot of little actions that he doesn't have to do in order to become the Pirate King that he does because of how kind he is.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, he freed an island of slaves.
Yeah.
Like, that tends to be, like, a big one that... Again, personality, he is kind. I just think as a character, for him to progress, the biggest moment, I think the only time Luffy's ever made me feel like anything is when Ace died. And that's because like he goes off by himself and starts like he breaks down. And I was like, dang. And like that was the only time Luffy out of, I forget what chapter we're on, but over 1,000 chapters, that's ever actually made me feel anything.
There was one scene where Luffy's like passed out from a big fight, and there's like some kind of guy, and Zoro says, "I want to take on his pain and fatigue." Do you remember that scene? And basically, he draws out with like magic or whatever. Mm-hmm. He pulls out the pain, and it looks like probably the size of this room, right?
It's a big bubble.
And he gives Zoro like a tiny little bit of it, and it sends him into like this complete shock of like how immense the pain that Luffy is going through. And so he decides to take that from him, knowing how painful even just a little bit is. And that made me feel a lot for Zoro, but at the same time, Luffy is like going through that all the time.
So something you have to remember though. Mm-hmm. Luffy's made out of rubber. He doesn't feel that same thing.
Then why would he take that? For what reason?
Take the pain?
Yeah.
Because otherwise they were all going to die. He gave Zoro 2 options. Either he obliterates them all, or he can take on the pain that Luffy had in exchange for showing loyalty in that way. Because Zoro was supposed to die. That he would spare everybody else out of respect. And so, and like that's where the nothing line came from, because after everybody woke up, you just see bloodied out Zoro, like his eyes are like like bloody, like he just massacred. And then was it Sanji? I think Sanji came up to him and asked what happened, and instead of taking credit, it's like, well, this is what I had to do. He's like, nothing.
Zora's a great character.
Oh, 100%.
From the very beginning, he's such a
so he's been my favorite since like the beginning, but you get to what arc was it? Was it after Ocean 7? I think it was after. Was it? Yeah.
Ocean 7?
Yeah.
My favorite was Ocean's 8.
No.
Have you seen it?
Yes. Wait, no. I'm thinking of Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 8's way better.
Oh, yeah. No. But so not Sanji, Usopp essentially betrayed the Straw Hats.
Yep, I remember.
Right? And then eventually he came back, and Zoro was the only person that didn't want him back because he betrayed Luffy, and he said to him, the only reason why you're back is because Luffy allowed it. You do it again, and I'm gonna like. Yeah, unalive you.
Didn't he say also like if any of you guys
betray, I will unalive you.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's because Zoro's the most loyal.
He's the embodiment of loyalty. Yeah,
100%.
Like such a great character.
And it's funny because he's also like the only Japanese character in the show.
I've got a spicy take.
All right.
Look, I don't want to hear that from the Boruto fans. I really don't want to hear it. I'm talking about the anime. I'm not talking about the manga. I agree the manga is great. But I need to stop hearing this every single time I talk about Boruto. Someone on TikTok goes and says, "Oh, are you gonna talk about that when Boruto is like the top one of the top 3 best new gen animes?" My spicy hot take doesn't even hit top 10.
Not even close to top 10.
Dude, honestly, it doesn't even hit. I'm adding to your spiciness. I don't think it hits top 50 for me.
I don't think so.
How could it even come close to top 100?
Yeah.
There's 30 new simulcasts per like season.
That's true.
The problem is it's just the overwhelming amount of filler. And the fact that they don't stick to the manga.
And as a new gen, there's no excuse for that much filler.
None.
Not to mention, it doesn't even stick to the movie, the Boruto movie.
Oh, that pissed me off. The Boruto movie, I loved it. And I felt like they really shit on my entire expectations of the show when that happened.
And the thing is, I'll say this. I'm more of a fan than you guys. Because I'm enough of a fan to be mad at the fact that they're doing this.
And you know what? I dropped Boruto. But I do know that Tyler has watched every single Boruto episode. So I hate it when I see people saying like, you guys have never even watched Boruto. It's like,
I like Naruto enough to admit that Boruto could have been good, but the animators were so greedy that they just threw in filler.
Not animators, the animation company.
Sorry, animation company.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say animators.
I know, but let's just be clear.
I don't personally know the animators, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and they're just doing their job.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I have nothing against the animators, but the animation studio just got so greedy and gave us like so much unnecessary filler that wasn't even thought out filler, wasn't even like fun filler.
It didn't
was
add to the it didn't add to the story. You know, it'd be different if we're seeing like, I guess if they're progressing the story forward. Like I know they did what was it, Sasuke's light novel?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was so poorly animated.
Oh, you mean the one where he got his arm back? That was part of the backstory, right? Or was that part of the filler?
No, that was
It was the scene where he's in jail.
So that's part of the light novel.
Okay, so during the light novel animation, they gave him his arm back.
Yeah, because
Which never happened.
Yeah. No. Are you sure? Because maybe in the light novel they say he got his arm back for a minute.
Because I read all the light novels.
But that's what I'm saying. That's like a lack of caring.
Yeah.
And I think fans deserve more. So it really upsets me when fans justify the fact that they've butchered it. Because, like, let's be honest, if they came out with a Boruto Brotherhood and stuck to the manga, would fans not actually be so much happier?
100%.
Boruto Brotherhood, I love that.
Like, that's what I mean. And that's what I mean every single time I say Boruto is trash. Like, it's not wrong to hate on Boruto. I'm sorry. Like, it's not a hot take. Like, Boruto needs to, like, get its act together because it's, like, okay, now we're finally going to get to, like, a decent part where we finally get caught up somewhat to the manga.
Yeah, we're going to get, like, probably, like, 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot for Boruto.
Yeah, it's so bad.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't... Like, especially like I said, as a new gen anime, there is no excuse because I know the manga publishes at a monthly rate right now, or sorry, it's always been like a monthly, right? If it's gonna be that way, either wait a couple years or do it every other year to animate the manga.
But the animation studio just wants to grab the money, and that's like the part that upsets me.
Which is stupid, you know. So Studio Pierrot, they do Boruto. You know who else they animate? Black Clover. So they could continue the Black Clover on the off years that they're not doing Boruto and still be making money.
Which I need more Black Clover.
Same.
Oh and again, and that movie.
So that's the reason. That's the reason why it's like when people say it's top 3, Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover, Fire Force. Keep going. Oshinoko, Eminence in Shadow,
Chainsaw Man.
You know, Chainsaw Man, Hell's Paradise.
All amazing and way better.
And I can keep going. And the fact that like people try to justify like this trash anime that could have been good, but is like a result of a money grab. Like it's ridiculous to me.
I would even put My Hero as boring as like the 3 seasons were.
I didn't think it was that boring. There was one season I didn't like.
Season 4 was boring.
Yeah, season 4. I say that.
Yeah,
sorry,
but besides that was great.
Sorry. The season 4.
Yeah.
Terrible. My Hero's leagues above.
I 100% agree.
Yep.
So that's
and Boruto, there's not a person I really care about. Like they haven't like in the manga it's different, but like in the anime, they really haven't built up enough like.
I'm also upset that's in the manga. They didn't develop Mitsuki or Konohamaru enough.
I feel really bad for the nerf that Konohamaru got.
Yeah.
He had so much potential.
Because Konohamaru should be
He should be
high Jonin level,
almost Kage level.
or almost Kage level.
Yeah, I mean, he showed so much potential at such a young age that it almost seems like he didn't progress at all besides just having more chakra. His actual abilities are very stagnant, which is very unlikely for him, and that's what
the guy
bothers
took
me.
down a pain at like what, 10?
Yeah.
12? Whatever.
I don't remember how old he was. It's hard to tell.
He was really, really young.
He could do multi-shadow clone jutsu more than anyone except for Naruto.
Yep.
Yeah.
He could give every single one of those shadow clones an Odama Rasengan, which Odama Rasengan by itself, like outside of Naruto and like a few other people, like no one else has mastered. So the fact that he can do that with every single one of his like multi-shadow clones is crazy. And in the manga, they just like they did that specifically to make it to where Boruto had to go to Sasuke for learning stuff,
which is so dumb because you would have literally had a carryover because Naruto training Konohamaru could have trained his son, and it would have been a nice I don't know, whether like nostalgic moment where he gets a chance to teach his masters.
Well, they started off with it with him going to Konohamaru to learn the Rasengan,
which makes no sense.
Yeah, and then like that was it, and then like that's pretty much all he learns from him.
Yeah.
No, but he said, like Sasuke was the one that told him like, okay, you have to learn, right? Like you have to learn Rasengan.
And he said, until you learn that, I won't teach you. Yeah. So he didn't even go to him first, which is like ridiculous.
I also think it's ridiculous that they made Naruto such a bad dad. Oh. He's such a nice guy. He's so sweet. He cares so much. And yes, I get that he has responsibilities, but he grew up without a family. And you could argue that he just doesn't know what family's supposed to do. But I so doubt that Naruto truly doesn't know that it's not normal for a dad to not spend any time at all with his son.
Yeah.
Like, they changed the character at that point. That's not the Naruto I know.
And that's a core character change. It's not like a little change. It's a core change.
And it's not like, oh, it's just like that in the beginning, but like it doesn't really continue. Like, yeah, he does some things to like, you know, he does some self-sacrificial things, you know, but it's not enough to
That's not who he is.
Yeah, he would have never become that is the problem.
Yeah.
And I hate that they did that to him, but I have a hot take for you.
Okay.
Stands are toxic and unneeded. So, for example, I love Jujutsu Kaisen so much. It's my number one. I mean, like everything I own is like Itadori. Like I love the show. But if someone was like, I don't like the show, I'd be like, oh, okay, what do you like? You know?
Yeah.
Like, let's be normal people having a normal conversation and find something we like together. Like both of us like, so that we can bond and connect. But instead, like if a lot of people, if they say I don't like that show, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you're so uncultured.
You're not a real anime
fan. Like you're like it's so unnecessary."
Yeah.
And quite honestly, like it does push a lot of people away.
Oh, 100%.
But really, it just comes down to be a decent human being.
Yeah, see, I only do that in a joking manner with the people I actually know.
Yeah, but that's
like that's like obviously different.
Yeah.
But like I think I told you guys about a conversation I had with somebody during AX about Demon Slayer.
Oh I remember. Yeah.
Because when I told them like I just wasn't really a big fan,
they were so upset.
Yeah. Because I called it one-dimensional because it literally it's a one-dimensional story.
Yeah.
There's really no character growth, or there's no growth other than better breathing techniques.
I feel like that's a hot take on its own.
Well, because it's I mean, sure, I guess at this point it is a hot take, but it's just because when he was telling me, he's like, well, how can the story be more than that? It's essentially I would almost call him Konohamaru. Wow, Tanjiro. Yeah, Tanjiro. The whole point is for him to try to cure his sister.
Yeah,
and I'm like, cool. And the whole point of Naruto is for him to become a Hokage. The whole point of Luffy is to become a pirate king. You're telling me that you can't put subplots in between the journey to the end? Because like, yes,
you convinced me.
Yeah.
That made a lot of points all in one sentence. Yeah, no, maybe you're right.
Yeah, it just because like there's no actual character growth that happens.
Oh, you don't like Hashira battle, Hashira battle, Hashira battle, Hashira battle?
Yeah,
training arc.
Yeah, because at that
Tanjiro
point
goes in, gets his butt kicked until a Hashira saves him, and then it becomes a Hashira battle.
yeah, because I'm like at that point, what's the point?
Yeah.
But like, and I get it. He is fighting really high level demons. Then like, why are we there already? Then why aren't we seeing him take out some more fodder and then take up mid level demons? Which he did. He took kind of
the lower moons.
Yeah, he took out one of the lower moons and stuff.
With
or even
help,
like the ones that used to be the previous lower moons, the one that like changed the rooms around.
Yeah.
Like I missed those arcs. I thought that was like a very good show back then.
Yeah, because like I'm like, oh, we're gonna start seeing some growth happen.
Yeah,
that just never came.
And what's really dumb about that is like I normally get mad at people for doing a cash grab, but he should have done the cash grab because in doing so he would have had more chapters and he would have actually been able to build the story out.
Yeah.
But instead, he just was like, "Oh man, these Hashira battles are so sick," and I get it, they are.
Yeah,
but,
I
like,
will
those
say
should be good moments.
Yeah, and
you know?
I really give them applause for such a beautiful animation that flows beautifully. It's not just beautiful; it flows amazingly. But
I give more credit to that.
Now that I think about it, like
the
character development, not even like strength, which I Tanjiro needs like a little level up. But how can he when the moment he's fully healed, he goes back into another battle, right?
Yeah, like there's not enough like it's a shonen. We should have more training arcs.
Yeah.
But like he's had one training arc so far?
And it was the T one, right? With it was like barely
anything. And I'm like, cool. That's it. He's not going to grow anymore.
I really wanted a training arc before they went into the village, the swordsman village. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy that they didn't, because he had literally just recovered and was going there to like fully recover. I think that was like the goal. And then he had to go in a sword. Yeah. But I think what's really lacking is not the strength, but actually the emotional development.
Yeah,
like
because
why are they all just all the same?
We've had one.
If anything, the most emotional development I've seen was from his sister in the very last season when she became an adult. That was the whole development.
Like an emotional aspect. I mean, the only thing that I actually ever like, and anime wise, I like even felt anything for is I always forget his name. The Fire Hashima.
Oh, Rengoku.
Yeah, Rengoku when I could say it, right?
Yeah, of course. It's been like 2 seasons.
Okay. So when he was unalived, like that hit hard.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for Inosuke coming in and making a joke, I probably would have teared up.
You know what happened to me? I was watching at the theater and someone's phone rang and they didn't pick it up.
That's annoying. Takes you right out of the moment.
Yeah. I don't believe in violence, but I almost did.
Yeah. Dude, it just, I just, stories like Demon Slayer are too, when you have to split up 3 different personalities to make up one character, it doesn't go well. Like, either they have to lean harder into that, which they never do. They couldn't just stay stagnant, or they have to start building off of one another where they're actually able to expand their emotional like spectrum of different feelings that never ever get developed. I'm telling you this, like even in the manga, never happens.
Yeah,
which is sad.
Yeah, especially because I actually really think that the characters have potential. All of the Hashira, but even Inosuke, I think has a lot of potential to develop into a really badass character. Yeah. But he never will. He'll always be that kind of like, kind of crazy, like very like off the cuff, like doesn't think things. Like doesn't think things through kind of guy. Yeah. And I don't ever see him maturing past that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Same thing with Zenitsu. Like he needs to stop falling asleep.
Yeah,
that's the only way he could do that. The first sword technique.
I'll say this.
Oh, also
he does get development.
Oh yeah, emotional development.
And and physical.
Yeah, to an extent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe what I've been looking for is coming. So you know what?
Only him though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Only him, and then other Hashiras. That's it.
I will say the most I felt in this last season with the
swordsmith.
was in that one flashback of the girl when the snake guy gives her socks, and I was
that was cute, yeah.
But besides that was like the main thing that I really felt for. I did not. Oh, here's a hot take. Here's a hot take, because I know people are not gonna agree with me. I did not care for Muichiro's backstory.
Oh my gosh, yeah. He was like, "Oh, I was like this because of this," and I'm like, "But you're still like, kind of the worst."
Kind of.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. It was sad, sure, and like depressing, but it just didn't feel like it served the purpose. I know that was to show like why he lost his memories and why he is the way he is, but like, sure, like you did that, but why? If you're not gonna do more with it, you know? Like we just kind of got a very like standoffish Muichiro. We got a backstory, and then we got him thanking Tanjiro, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling, I could be wrong, in the next season we're not gonna touch on that again. We're never gonna touch on Muichiro's backstory.
Probably
or his.
Never.
Yeah.
And that's what, because they set it up. They're like, you know, if you go on a baking show and you give us your sob story, you got to follow through with an ask.
And win.
Yeah, like you can't just like be like, oh yeah, I got into this because my dog died. You got to be like, I got into this because my dog died, and this prize money is gonna give me the money I need to help other dogs that are struggling with the same disease. Like that's like, whoa, you know, like you gotta win at that point, but you gotta follow through with the ask.
You guys ready for my hot take?
All right.
Don't read manga.
Don't
read manga, and you'll be 1,000 times happier
It's
in life.
so true.
And here's why. I stopped reading manga. I am no longer ever disappointed that something doesn't follow the manga.
Yeah, because like shows like Tokyo Ghoul, Soul Eater.
I love God of High School. Never read the manga.
And he loves Soul Eater.
And I love Soul Eater.
Crazy, huh?
Didn't read the manga.
Wait, you weren't confused in high school in God of High School?
No.
See, I was so
you got some
confused.
of this,
I
and some
know.
of this, and then 3 of these.
We know the power system. We know how it's supposed to work. So that's why we're confused. But when you don't know anything,
because
it just makes sense, apparently.
I feel like they glanced over like 40 chapters.
Oh,
I was like,
we skipped 70. All of the 1v1 fights.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah,
Don't need 'em.
And some of the backstory about why he's...
All of them?
I was like, what? Where is it?
You know how sick
It's
it was
so
when he turned into
Goku?
Into Son Goku? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog, that doesn't happen till like chapter like what, 150, 200?
Way later.
Like it's crazy.
I was like, wait, what? Where's the rest?
But you know
happened?
what? Maybe Tyler's onto something because he's much happier than we are
I'm telling you.
about that anime.
I love it. I love it. It like I stopped watching, like I stopped reading manga, and my life has been so much better. The only thing I use manga for now is to spoil stuff for myself.
It's true.
And I don't even read the manga. I just Wikipedia. I just not even Wikipedia, like whatever, like it'd be like Tanjiropedia.
I don't even watch or I don't read manga anymore. I used to, but I do read webtoons. Oh my gosh, can someone please animate? Hot take, webtoons need to be animated.
Well, I'm gonna lean on to that. I think they need to start animating more independent artist stories.
Oh,
because like you have webtoons, you have Voice Me, and like here's I don't think we're gonna get that on any main platform.
You're not gonna get an
One
excuse me.
day?
This is my room anime.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, but I would like to see more independent stuff.
Yes.
Being done because like their stories are actually really, really good because they care.
Yes. And you know what? I bet, I could be wrong, but I bet a lot of those independent artists would be happy to get paid based on percentage of net rather than upfront, because I get that it's hard to shell out, let's say, millions of dollars for something without a following, right? Mm-hmm. But if you succeed, they succeed, you know, and you give them like, I don't know what normal is, like 20%, whatever it is, right? Like just give them that. I'm sure a lot of people would be stoked and, you know.
Well, yeah, but see that the thing that why this might be a hot take. Mm-hmm. So like companies like Webtoons, right? It's Korean based. some American, and then
there's a lot of American independent creators because you can just kind of put it up there. Yeah.
So it's the same thing with Voice Me. So they're, I mean, that's pretty much solely American right now. If those got animated, I can almost guarantee you, knowing how the culture is, like, that's not anime, it's cartoons. Even if an animation studio did it, like, well, it's American made, so it's cartoon.
Well, you know what I like about like manhwas is it's so much easier to digest the way that it's like the flow is, where you just go down. Because like I'm not gonna lie, there's been some times where like I don't necessarily know which panel I'm supposed to read in the manga.
For me,
because like it looks like I should read it like the correct way, but it's like you shouldn't be saying that if it was the correct way.
For me, it's more so like when I read like manga, like I tried to read One Piece recently. I hate having to like, because it's only one page on the screen, online, so I have to zoom in so I can read each panel and then move to the side.
You're showing where you read your manga from.
Pirated sites.
Yeah. Because it's not like that on the apps.
Aw, man. If only.
Does it scroll down?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
interesting. Okay. That's newer though, right? It has to be.
I mean, it's been since I started reading. So, like 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, then I think that's good. I was going to say that's like the one thing because again, I stopped reading manga a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I've been so much happier.
Well, for webtoons adaptations, we have Tower of God and God of High School, right?
And Nobilis.
Nobilis. Nope. Yeah.
What?
I just pronounced it completely wrong.
I was like, what? I was like, have I been pronouncing it wrong?
Yeah,
no. we're getting solo leveling now too.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a webtoon.
Yeah, it is.
It's a webtoon?
Yeah.
No, it's a manhwa. I don't think it's a webtoon.
I could have sworn it was a webtoon. I could be wrong.
As the resident webtoon specialist, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe. But I thought both were really good. If anything, confusing for sure on the high school one. But
even Tower of God was confusing because they skipped like
a lot,
like 50 or 60 chapters or whatever.
But that one's fine because they have like thousands of chapters. I want to say maybe,
which I get.
And all of them are crazy long. The thing that is crazy about Tower of God, I have no idea how they're keeping up with the schedule because they're all colored. And a lot of the times webtoons are not that long. It takes me on average like anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes per webtoon episode, like chapter, depending on how much dialogue they have and how like I want to digest. Tower of God, each one, I'm reading for like 7 to 10.
Well, I think, and I could be completely wrong.
Aren't they on hiatus? Tower of God as of right now?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
But like manga still very much, even though like they have the ability to do everything digitally, and I'm sure they are still doing it digitally, everything still looks like they digitally just use like an ink pen is just an ink pen, and like they don't use any like sort of like actual like color tactics when it comes to it. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean because I've seen like little like ink splatters, and I'm like,
yeah. So it's like I'm sure that's part of it, and I guess it's like probably a result of that's how it's been done. So that's how people learn to do it, and switching over is kind of probably difficult
or expensive.
But it's also a great art style, and I
agree.
Hate that they kept it. You know what I mean? Like I think it looks amazing.
I like seeing some imperfections and stuff like that.
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel like
or
it
like
gives
some
them
doodles sometimes when you know that they're rushing to meet deadlines. Yeah. I remember. You know what I've seen that a lot in?
What?
Bleach. Doodle City. Because he loves animating fights. That's what he said. Like the mangaka really loves fights. And I don't know if that's why. And so he kind of loses his passion sometimes. But like sometimes some of the drawings, they're just like little doodles. You know, but they're like official. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm also going to say it. I don't know. This is a hot take. Bleach has the best strip out of any anime series.
I mean, the Shinigami drip is always the best drip.
Yeah. It's just, well, even the regular clothes, their street clothes, they look the best. Like all around.
I'm trying to think.
The hard thing is One Piece doesn't have like street clothes, do they?
No, they just have their clothes.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I mean, they have.
That. They have. No, I mean, All anime.
Oh.
All anime.
Oh. Tokyo Revengers. Their
Tokyo
No.
Revengers.
outfits
their
are
jacket.
sick. They're sick.
I'm just saying Bleach has the cleanest look. By far.
That's a hot take. A hot take I can't follow you on.
I don't know.
All right, Tyler, does anyone have a really, really good one to end it on?
A really spicy one? Like how spicy do you want it? You want like level 5 or like level 1?
Give me like a level 4. I don't think we gotta go all that hard just yet.
A level 4, huh?
I'm glad Neji died.
Dang! That's a 5, bro. Nechi was a fair character.
That's so whack.
I love Neji. That hurt.
That's not my true feelings. I'm just trying to hurt someone at that point.
That hurt.
I know that you are just trying to hurt someone. That's like saying like Ace's death was necessary.
Well, that kid said he liked it when Rengoku died.
That's true.
All right, guys, we're gonna end you guys on a beautiful clip. And you need no warning because this kid will tell you exactly what's up. Thanks for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe. My name is Jess.
My name's Tyler.
And I'm Chris.
What is your favorite anime?
Demon Slayer.
What's your favorite part about it?
The action when Rengoku died.
That's your favorite part?
That's one of my favorite parts.
I don't know. I was kind of sad about that.
It was sad, but the animation.